How do you eat a whole elephant? I was like, what? Why would you want to eat a whole elephant? First of all, who eats an elephant? Okay, but it's an African expression, an African proverb, and by understanding that proverb, well, if you understand the principles behind the proverb, you can actually take your life from where it is to where you desire to be in terms of your work, in terms of who you are capable of being. You see, the 5% that are really succeeding in life understand this particular principle and they apply it on a day-to-day basis in their lives. So hopefully by the end of this particular insight, you will also be able to take this very principle and apply it in your life. And you will start seeing changes, just the way I'm seeing changes happening in my life right now. I'm seeing a transition happening in my life. So stay tuned for this particular one, and I'm sure you're going to take a great deal of value out of this particular insight. Welcome back to another episode of Insights with Vinnie Mac. My name is Vince, aka Vinnie Mac. On this channel, I provide you with insights from a coaching perspective as well as from a godly perspective. I bring the two together to give you the best of both worlds. Now, I'm very excited about today's insight. It is a principle that I've been applying in my life for the past few months, and I'm starting to see results. I'm starting to see rewards manifesting in my life. And I believe that by you applying this very principle in your life, you too will start seeing results, start seeing them manifest in your life. You see, the big catch about applying principles is most people don't get this expression, and I will try and break it down for you on a very simplified level, because if you can grasp this expression, then you'll understand the insight that I'm trying to share with you today. The expression basically says that at midnight it is still dark. Now when you explain that to people, they're like, okay, what does that mean? At midnight it is still dark. It comes down to this, you see, 11:59 is the old day, midnight is the new day. But even though the clock switches from 11:59 to midnight, it is still completely dark outside. You see, it's only a few hours later that the light starts transitioning through, and it becomes brighter and brighter and brighter as we head into the new day. So how does that relate to your life? Well, your life might be at 11:59 right now, and you might be making the decision to make changes in your life, so you're switching over to midnight, you're switching over to a new day. But because of a knock-on effect of past choices that you've made, it is still going to be part of your life for a certain time longer. So even though you made this decision, this point of decision where you're going to change your life, there might still be that residual effect from previous choices that are carrying on into the new day until the light starts filtering through and transitioning, and that becomes the new day in your life. So what does that imply? That implies that you need to have patience, that you need to have faith, that the decision you made is coming to pass, that the changes that you are believing for are already in effect. But because of decisions you made in the past and thinking out of the past, it is going to take time for that transition to occur. And this is what the 5% really understands, and this is why they are excelling on levels that most other people aren't excelling. As you see, there are certain foundational boundaries that you need to look at as well in terms of making that change. You can't just make that change in terms of your finances and expect to find overall balance in your life. There needs to be complete balance in your life, in terms of your personal development, in terms of your finances, in terms of your health, in terms of your relationships, in terms of your life itself. So once you understand that you need to apply these principles across board in all these different areas of your life, you're going to start seeing changes happening. But you need to accept that they are gradual changes. They're not overnight changes. They're not just a flick of a switch and then your life is going to change, right? So by understanding that it's gradual steps that you need to put in place, that is the first principle. Second principle you need to understand, and this is what most people are failing to do, and this is why they cannot even see the changes happening, or they don't even know where to start with the changes. You need to understand where you are right now in order to implement change. Well, what do I mean by that? Let's just say, for example, you get dropped in a city that you have never been before, and you know nobody there, you don't speak the language, and you are given a point, dropped at a certain point, and you are given the instruction to be at another point within an hour, which is across a city, which is miles, kilometers away. Will you be able to get there within that hour? Chances are probably not. One or two of you might accidentally stumble onto that particular path, but 90% of the people, 99% of people won't be able to get from where they are to where they need to be in the prescribed time frame. But yet, this is how most of us are living our lives. We see this great and phenomenal life that everyone else is living online, and we want that. But we have no idea where we are in terms of our lives, in terms of our walk. The second step is to do introspection. Find out where you are in life before you can actually move the needle to get to where you want to be. Alright, once you know where you are, you can start working a plan of action that will take you to where you want to be. But again, coming back to the first step, it is gradual steps that are going to get you there. And you need to find balance in all these different areas of your life. So if you look in the description in the notes, I dropped you a link, a questionnaire that you can actually fill out. That questionnaire is going to help you in terms of your thinking, in terms of getting your finances right, in terms of getting your financials right, in terms of getting your health right, your relationships, your life itself. If you can answer those questions honestly within yourself, then you can start moving the needle forward in your life. So I've been answering these questions honestly in my life, and that is why I'm able to implement steps and take myself from where I am to where I'm capable of being. Just a few months ago, just last month in actual fact, I sowed seed in my church, and I made a decision in my mind that I was going to increase that money that I sowed. And just for the sake of convenience, I'm not going to put any currency connotations to it. I'm just going to give you the figures. I sowed 100, and I said that 100 is going to become 100-fold, and I gave it a prescribed time period as well. And that 100 will become a 100-fold blessing, and it will become 10,000. So 100 to 10,000. Imagine that in your currency, 100 to 10,000. How long is it going to take you to achieve that? Okay. So, like I said, I've given myself a prescribed time period, and guess what? I'm already sitting on 1,700 from just that 100 that I've sowed, because I've made a decision, a clear decision in my mind as to what is going to happen in terms of the seed that I'm sowing, in terms of this work. I'm removing the spiritual aspect of it, and I'm putting the practical in place for you. It was a clear decision that I made to say that I'm going to take this money from this point to that point. I removed all obstacles and I opened myself to receiving. And by doing that, money is coming to me from all different avenues in ways that I cannot explain to people. And even if I do try to explain to people, they don't believe me and they don't understand. So that is why I'm bringing this across to you right now. You can move the needle forward in your life, but you need to understand, you need to start asking yourself the right questions firstly. You need to implement the right plan of action. You need to discover where you are. You need to have clarity and clear decision on where you are going. Do that, and watch changes happen in your life. I would love to hear your feedback and your insights with regards to this particular drop. So drop me your comments, drop me your feedback. Do like the channel, do subscribe to the channel. I'll be looking to dive a bit more deeper in terms of the coaching aspect of it all as well, because it is my hope to provide you with practical skills that life coaches are providing to their clients. And because I can't speak to you specifically, I can just give you a general overview, but you can use these skills to help take you forward in your life. So like I said, drop me your comments, drop me your feedback. I would love to hear from you. This is Vinny Mac saying change your thinking, change your world.